Hey, Coach, it's wonderful to see you.
You too.
How was the first day of training camp?
Look, it was good. I mean, we only had 8 players, so I thought the standard of the practice was quite good, and it helps when, obviously Skylar, this is her second year, and played with Diana, and obviously their leadership really helped with the other players that we had here. So I was happy with the first day.
Next up, we have Jeff Metcalf, followed by Alex Simon.
So you only, I thought it was going to be 12. You only had 8 who were there, or only 8 that could actually practice, or what was that breakdown there?
We started with 9, and then, Avery just hurt her ankle a little bit, so we sat her out. So, we had 8, and we hope to have 10, or 11 by Tuesday. And then we've got players that will be, obviously BG and Breezy, and hopefully Megan Walker will be flying in at the end of the month, and obviously you have to do their protocols. So, but yeah, so that's where we're at the moment. It is what it is. I'm sure a lot of teams are in the same situation as us. But overall, it's a good day.
Next up, we have Alex Simon. He'll be followed by Mike Curtis.
Sandy, what does having Diana back at day one and kind of knowing not just that she's here for today, but locked up for the next 2 years, how does that set the precedent for everybody else around the team?
Well, look, I think everyone is extremely happy. Diana's continuing to play in Phoenix, and she's our franchise player, has been for so long, and she's in unbelievable shape. She always takes care of her body, but I think she's had a really good off season, and she's excited for the new season. And look, I think all the young players coming in, I mean, they always probably want to say they'd love to play with Diana Taurasi, but when they get here, I suppose they're just amazed. I mean, she's such a great leader and a great teammate, and she really helps give the younger players or the newer players confidence. And I mean, that's pretty good when it's coming from your best player.
Next up, we have Mike Curtis. He'll be followed by Danny Thompson. Oh, Mike, go ahead. Okay, we'll kick it over to Danny Thompson. He'll be followed by Nick Hamilton.
Coach Danny Thompson with the 3-point conversion. Great to see you as always. Hope your off season was well. Now you bring in Kia Nurse to the rotation. With Bria Hartley probably going to miss a good part of the season, or the beginning part. Do you see Kia doing a lot of the same things Bria had brought to the table when she first was acclimated in this offense?
Yeah, look, definitely. It was nice to, obviously, you see Diana and Skylar. I mean, she looks fantastic, just what she brings to the table with her penetration and scoring game. But look, Kia's she's similar to Bria, but a little different in terms of she loves coming off ball action. She's always, moving. I think Bria is probably, she likes to pick and roll a little bit more, but it just gives us another scoring threat and another 3-point shooter. So we're really excited. You saw some of it today, just how it's all going to mesh together. Having that other threat in, on the perimeter, which will, they're going to help each other. But she's so smart. I mean, she picks up things so smart. And look, she's similar. Bria loves to play defense. So does Kia. She doesn't back down from anything. So I love that competitive fire as well. And it's certainly going to help us.
All right, next up, we have Nick Hamilton, followed by Thomas Glenn Schultz.
Hey, Coach, Nick Hamilton, Nightcast Media. Want to ask you, you talk about the physicality of the game, obviously, as you guys prepare for this upcoming season. But from a mental standpoint, how good is it to be able to play in your own home arena as opposed to what you guys had to deal with last year with the bubble and things of that nature?
Well, look, really, it is great. I mean, obviously we're practicing. We're part of this Suns organization, and we've got this brand new practice facility, and to come to work every day and to practice in these amazing, the courts, and it's everything that's around it. I think the players are pretty excited about that, not going into a bubble. But, hopefully get to play in front of our home fans soon. It's something we haven't done for a while, and we love our fans. But just, the players love being home. Phoenix is a great place to be. Maybe not in July, they'll say, but it's a great place to be right now. But yeah, I think it's just great just to be in your home surroundings.
Next, we have Thomas Glenn Schultz, followed by Paul Richardson.
Hey, Coach. What about Tiana Mangakahi's game has stood out to you?
Her passing ability. But look, I've coached Tiana with the Opals a few years ago before she had, was pre-cancer, and just her. That's really what she's known for. But today, just seeing it, up close, and how many easy baskets that she created for her teammates was really good. So, it's great to have her in camps. And, what a great story. And she's still working her way back, but, that hasn't changed. Her court vision is one of the best I've seen, to be quite honest. And I think Diana and Skylar are very great at that too. So it was, a lot of easy baskets were coming out just by having that vision.
Next up, we have Paul Richardson. He will be followed by Jeff Metcalf.
Hey, Coach, how you doing? Good to see you. Everyone talks about all the additions with the offense, and that's always the shiny new car. But could you talk about defensively what you expect from this team this year?
I think, I expect us to be a great defensive team. And, if we want to win a championship, that's what we have to be. And every coach is preaching that. I know that we'll be able to score. I think we showed that, and I think we've got even more weapons. We can stay healthy. That will certainly help us. We're bringing a healthy BG back in, and Kia Vaughn and, Brianna Turner. I just think we've got a little bit more depth that we can be, we can change up how we play defensively. And, I thought by the end of the season, in the bubble last year, we're playing the way that we needed to do defensively, which was creating our offense. And, for me, that's how I prefer to play the game. But you have to have those kind of players to be able to do that. And I think we do have that. BG, she's the anchor down the back, but it's great to have Kia Vaughn, who can be really physical, and we can be a little bit more aggressive in our pick and roll action. There's talented players in this league, so you have to kind of junk it up a little bit and how you try and win games. But I think we have the versatility. I think we have the toughness, and I think we can rebound. Rebounding has always been an issue for us, but I think the players that we have, I think will be better in that aspect of the game, and hopefully that will continue to help our offensive game too, because it's, we don't want to change. We want to keep running as much as we can as well.
Thank you, Coach.
We have time for just two final questions. Next up, we have Jeff Metcalf, followed by Alex Simon. There, Jeff. We'll kick it over to Alex Simon and then come back over.
No, hang on. I'm okay. Sorry. Yeah. Can you just go into a little more detail about where Hartley is in her rehab at this point? And then also talk a little bit more about how far ahead you think you are compared to a year ago, based on people coming back?
Look, Bria she's moving quite well. Obviously she won't be ready for the start of the season. But she's progressing nicely. You see her sprinting on the court. She's changing direction. And now she just needs time to keep building up the strength and the confidence in that knee. But she looks good. She's so strong. Her shooting really hasn't deterred. Obviously, she's going to have to get game conditioning, and that will probably take the longest, and that confidence in the knee. When she comes back, there's no time frame. We're going to bring her back, and when we feel that she's, 100% to get back on the court and play her game. And hopefully that sooner or later, but only time will tell. Look, I think, we still have 5 plus Bria Hartley to come to camp, but they're 5 players except for Megan Walker, who has been a part of this team, and that continuity will certainly help. In the past, we brought so many new players in training camp. Every coach has different terminology and the way that they want to play the game, but I think with having, more continuity this year, and having Dinah and Skylar and Bria here right from the get-go, obviously it certainly helps, allows us to progress. And you saw that today. Just what Sky and Diana, the chemistry that they built last year, has already carried over. And they've had, been working really hard, but and that's what it takes. It's, we all, all the plays are really similar. So it's just about making sure that we're reading defenses and understanding how each other plays. And I think we've, taken a step in the right direction, that we were able to bring as many of our players from last year back.
All right, final question comes from Alex Simon.
Sandy, you obviously are going to have a busy 2021 between the WNBA season and then obviously heading to Tokyo at some point. How do you personally balance the difference between kind of preparing for the Mercury, but also, I'm sure you keep a little bit in the back of your mind at all times about the Australian team. Can you kind of go into what you do to kind of be ready for both?
I love what I do, number one. Passionate about both those teams, and I love being back on court. The long off season seems so long, but I am, obviously it's great that I get to opportunity to coach Australia, and it's great that the Tokyo Olympics will go ahead. But look, I was just back in Australia. I had a camp there recently. I actually spent more time in quarantine than I did out. So because in Australia it's a 14-day hard quarantine in a hotel. I was 8 days out, but it was great for me to go back because it was the last time I could have the extended squad together. There'll be another camp in May, obviously, that the WNBA Australian players won't be a part of, or myself. But then we'll hopefully, the preparation is not ideal, but hopefully it'll be good enough for us to go to Tokyo and win a medal there. But I think now, like, I did some work on the opals last night. That's just preparing them for camp. But my main focus now is on Phoenix. And, once that Olympic break comes, and then my focus will go to the opals. A lot of similarities between the two teams in the way that we play. So that certainly helps. And it's like continuing a program in terms of coach a lot of them, and hopefully that will obviously, help us leading into a shortened pre-Olympics before Tokyo.
All right, thanks for the time, Sandy.
Thank you, guys.